Who I believe to be the true birthers of choosing beggars, it's entitled parents.
Our first one is from Pick a Switch. I won a trip to New York City through my work for hitting some high metrics, and I called my mom to tell her. I was feeling proud of myself and thought she would be proud too. Here's a quick rundown of the conversation. Immediately asking if she could come with me and getting angry when I told her no because it probably wouldn't be best for a woman in her 60s who is fresh off back from surgery to go limping around New York City. Demanding that I bring her a sandwich from Katz. Sure, Mom, I'll buy a sandwich, travel to the airport with the sandwich, fly 2 hours home with the sandwich, and then drive an hour to your place to deliver the fucking sandwich to you. What is she thinking? Asking if I'd move to New York City if the race was significant enough, then getting angry when I said yes. You can't! It's too far! How do you expect me to drive there? I'm not expecting you to do shit. It's not about you. What the hell, lady? I can't even celebrate doing well at work without this woman draining the life out of me. And then she gets pissy when I don't want to spend time with her. God give me strength. You'd think she'd be happy that you're doing really well at your job, and the fact that you won a trip as a result of that states that you're clearly good at what you do. Unfortunately, it seems your mom wants to see more what she can get from you rather than opposing and congratulating you. This next one is by Restless Mind 95. A while back, I, 27 male, shared a post in this group about my older brother's, 31, inappropriate and sexually predatory behavior towards my girlfriend, 23, and how my parents were condoning and making excuses for his behavior. The excuse being that he's autistic, so he doesn't know any better, even though both of us are autistic and both of us are considered high functioning and low support needs. Anyway, since that incident, my girlfriend and I have gotten an apartment together and things have been going well. My parents have been very low contact because they're salty I didn't dump my girlfriend and excuse my brother's creepy behavior. During this whole situation, my grandfather has been nothing short of a rock for me. He and my step-grandmother have been offering me advice, helped me get a career counseling services, wants to help with my tuition now that I'm back in college, and have offered to buy plane tickets for both my girlfriend and I to fly cross-country to spend Thanksgiving with them and get the opportunity to introduce my girlfriend to them. He's been very clear that he sides with me on the disagreement with my parents because he doesn't agree with my brother's behavior and has stated the obvious that my parents don't seem to grasp, which is why I'm a grown man and can date who I want and live my life as I see fit. I feel really lucky to have him around, but at the same time, I'm still incredibly frustrated with my parents. I have a large extended family, and I've heard through the grapevine that my parents want me to move back with them, but on their terms, and they're going low contact with me to teach me a lesson. And all I can think is, what kind of delusional fairy tale world do they live in where I abandon a healthy relationship with my girlfriend and having my own place to move back in with them just to be the scapegoat for all my brother's BS? I really don't understand how going low contact is supposed to teach your child a lesson. If anything, all it's gonna do is show your child that you're not really there for them, and it's gonna push them further away from you. This next one is from Spooky Poopy. My father, 61 male, has a history of being a con man. It's been his only real career his entire life. Out of his 4 children, usually only one is in contact with him at a time. Because of his volatile behavior, we all go no contact with him regularly. My older sister, 36, had kept a very superficial Facebook relationship with him until this incident. If it's worth mentioning, he's a typical narcissist mixed with the worst example of a Christian you could imagine, and was abusive in every way to each of us, hence why 3 out of 4 kids are now no contact with him. She was planning a trip across the country to visit him and allow him to meet her 2 children, until he had messaged her saying they may need to postpone the trip because he had fallen on hard times again. He doesn't work. He could. He isn't disabled or anything, he just doesn't want to. Just his wife does. He is chronically online, arguing with strangers on Facebook over why they're going to hell. Every few years, they pick up and move to a new state because she can't find work. They exclusively move to tiny towns, middle of nowhere type places, then get mad when there are no options, and live in their car until they get government assistance for emergency housing. So he pitches this sob story, same one he's used for years on various people, churches. He has a script, to my sister, who is busy with a brand new baby, so she doesn't respond for a day. And he responds with, "So I guess you don't want to help," and makes some comments about she's so well off that she could stand to loan him a few hundred and save him from living in their car. She asked what his expenses were, and he mentioned car insurance. She asked for the company and policy number and offered to call on his behalf and make a payment. He has a long history of drug and alcohol abuse, so she didn't want to feed his addiction and figured paying a bill would be the best way to help. He refused and said it was set up automatically to take from their account and that he didn't need that, but still wanted a random amount of a few hundred sent to him. She didn't respond, and later noticed she couldn't find him on Facebook after a few days. She texted him, and he said he was hacked and deleted Facebook. She called me. I hopped on my partner's phone to search dear old dad on Facebook as I have him blocked from my account, and sure enough, he's there. While that's happening, one of our brothers texts a screenshot from our father to our brother saying, "Don't tell your sister, I blocked her on Facebook." Sister calls him out on it, and he lashes out saying, "Don't pretend to care. I asked you for help. All I got was well wishes. No one cares about me enough to help." And proceeded to call her every name in the book because she didn't volunteer hundreds of dollars. She blocked him. He continued berating her through texts till she blocked his number, then logged into her email to at least 30 emails, all titled Swan Song, with the body of each email being paragraphs about how no one loves him and his kids are ungrateful. I guess it shouldn't be a shock to people that, I don't know, parents specifically, if you treat your kids like crap their whole life, then what do you really expect them to do when they're grown, when they don't have to be subjected to your crap any further? And then when you're acting like this, a grown-ass man baby? Yeah, you can't really expect anything to go your way. And our final one is by Will Live 18. This is a vent, but first, a little bit of backstory. Dad was a sailor before he retired, the kind of guy who you would go to and tell him, "I scored 99 out of 100, and he would reply to you, "Well, if it was 100, I would reward you," kind of guy. Mom is not working, and she's the kind person. She will always compare you to someone else. For me, that someone was her goddaughter. Thank God she can't do that anymore. Both have a habit of asking and comparing everything with money. "Hey Mom, Dad, I got a new job that I've been chasing for months, and it looks like my dream job." "How much will you be making?" "Yes, not even congratulations." Huge gaslighters in general, even though I can appreciate that they love both of us, and they want the best for us, but we didn't come with manual. But I digress, that's a different story. Since I remember myself, my parents have always complained to me about each other. I still cringe to the amount of times I had to listen to them complaining about the other person instead of just talking to each other. Imagine that, parents that talk to each other to resolve their issues. At some point, they split up after years, and both me and my sister moved out, with the agreement that my dad will be giving to my mom €300 a month for her expenses for a couple of years. Dad indeed fulfilled that, and then stopped giving her money. We started with my sister, giving her money monthly, and then decided to go after Dad for divorce in order to get some kind of alimony, or whatever it's called when you can't work due to some health issues and your ex-spouse has to provide for you. The court decision was that my dad had to provide for another couple of years the same amount. Due to the fact that he is retired and Mom doesn't work, Sister paid for Mom's expenses and I paid for Dad's, along with the count that he would have to give on total. So the court expenses, the monthly amount he has to pay for the total of 2 years, plus the interest that accumulated, plus some change, total about 10K, all given to him by me, and happily, since I thought, I'm done for a couple of years. So apparently my dad gave the initial amount of money to my mom, and the rest he said that he doesn't have to do so. He insisted on it by shouting at me, even when I asked, why the fork did I give you all that money if you're not going to give it to her? Now I'm stuck in a situation where me and my sister provide the same amount of money to our mom, and Dad actually did another court run to stop giving her money. Yes, the money that I gave to him. So we paid for everything, and now we're repaying because they are stubborn. I know what should be done. Unfortunately, easier said than done. I only wanted to vent as it's been weighing on me for some time now. I can't help but feel like it seems both of these parents are at this point just looking for a free ride off their kids. One doesn't want to pay anything even when that money's not even theirs, it's been given to them, and then the other just keeps wanting to take. I don't know, all I can say is I'm glad it seems like the kids grew up successfully, being raised by such entitled parents. Alright, that's enough entitlement for the day. Well, that wraps up this episode of Entitled Parents. If you liked the video, please drop a like, share my content on all of your social media, subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to hit that bell so you're notified every time I upload, and drop a comment down below. It really helps with the algorithm and helps new people find my channel. Thanks for watching, thanks to my patrons, have a great day and stay safe out there.